Third and final tier list of tonight. This is my this is my third tier list in 24 hours, and that's like I started it. So that's like a lot of tier lists considering it's the beginning, and this is very unrelated to my past tier lists because those were like food items. This is literally about a book I was obsessed with, like a series I was obsessed with during like middle school age, at like late elementary, middle school age, even into high school when I was like a bookworm, which I unfortunately am not because I am making excuses, but I do think I do not have enough time for it or the energy or like the emotional like investment I can do. Um so this may be a little controversial, somewhat controversial, but this is a tier list of some of the characters from the Percy Jacksons and the Olympians, I think, in the Olympians series, and subsequently the Heroes of Olympus series. So I love Rick Riordan. I was obsessed with this series. I was like buying books. Like I was so when I started reading the Percy Jacksons, the books were all out. But by the Heroes of Olympus, like I was waiting for the books to come out, like every year, every 2 years, and then I did buy the Kane Chronicles as well, and I bought like maybe the first three books of the Polo series, but I haven't read them because I think I kind of outgrew them at the part. Sorry, I think I did actually outgrow them, but this was something I was passionate about and still something I'm thinking. It's been a while since I read them, so like preface, my memory's not sharp. I actually also do not want to read them again for this tier list. Like I'm not making a YouTube video. It's just a simple tier list. Also I have an exam tomorrow. Not yeah, tomorrow technically. Maybe that's why I'm making this 1:30 a.m. in the morning because I don't want to study or sleep. And my norepinephrine is pumping. If you've seen my last tier list video, you will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so these are only some of the characters I just briefly thought of. And so because it's been a while, I'm not part of the fandom, so I don't know anybody else's opinion. I don't know about the fandom's opinion. I don't know about what people are saying on Reddit. So like don't come at me if like I'm like if I am sounding like I'm like making like this like really like crazy new idea up and it's been something like that is actually like what a lot of majority of the fans already have like it's the same opinion. Like I'm not saying I I'm not saying I made up these opinions. I'm not saying I invented them, but I don't know what other people think, and if other people are thinking the same thing as me, please let me know if anyone's watching this. This is for my friends, and I know my friends don't make this at all, but like if a little scraggler comes in by any chance, if my opinion is up popular or unpopular. Um so yeah. Yeah, that's that. Percy Jackson series I read over and over and over again, so even though it's been a while, like I still know what it's going on, what's happening. I haven't watched the new series, so sorry if these characters look a little white to you, because I know there's a lot of like racial changes that have been made in the new series. I'm not being racist or anything. I just don't know because I haven't been catching up to the new series at all. I grew up with the movies. I kind of do like the movies. But like I don't consider it to be part of like like extension of the books. Like just like I think it was enjoyable for me because number one, I'm not very picky about movies. B, like I just kind of like think it's not really related to the books, and then like see like so yeah. I just make sure I don't have like that much of a deep connection, but like I don't connect the books and the movies that much, then it's like more tolerable to watch. And like I'm just like thinking the book characters are obviously like aged a lot more, like stuff like that. Um, s- yeah, through that coping mechanism, I was able to go through the movies and I quite thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was very excited for the second movie to come out because I enjoyed the Lightning Thief. But did the third one come out? Was it there was a rumor and was it canceled? Anyways, but yeah, the Heroes Olympus. I did not read as much because, um, as I said, these were like coming off press, like press off the, like hot off the press. I mean, what am I saying? Sorry, sleep deprived. Um, hot off the press. So like it wasn't something I like read over and over again. I think maybe the Lost Hero I did, but as I was saying, as the books were coming out, I was aging a little more, so I wasn't as invested. Like at the end, I was just buying and not really reading. And if I was reading, I was just reading for the sake of reading because I considered myself a fan, and it felt like a betrayal of Rick or something of the series of Percy. I don't know if I didn't read them, but honestly, it wasn't like a super exciting. Like I remember like when like Heroes of Olympus, like the first couple books came out, like I was just like such exciting things for me. Like I was excited, right? And I would read it over and over again. Like I'd read the entire thing in a day. But I just lost that a little. And it's kind of sad that I lost a passion for something. You know, it's kind of hard to have a passion like that for anything else. But it's what it is. Anyway, sorry for my long rant. So what I'm trying to say is that for the Heroes of Olympus, I don't remember it as much, to be honest. Actually, I don't remember. I have some strong feelings about it, but other than strong feelings, I don't remember it as much. Like, also remember, I was like the when the Lost Heroes came out, it was 2010. I was like 10. Okay, it's been like 14 years, guys. It's been more than half my life. Please, so cut me some slack. Of course, I can't remember every single detail because I literally haven't read it in the last like 14 years. But yeah, and also these are not all the characters, only a couple I can remember. And I'm probably missing actually like some like crucial characters, especially for the Heroes of Olympus series, but as I said, they're not really my favorite child. My golden child is Percy Jackson, and the rest and the other one is just it's other it's it's evil younger sister or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll just start off. Sorry, I'll stop ranting. So we have to obviously start off with Percy Jackson, the one and only Percy Jackson, the one who started all this series and the one who really like obviously I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him as a character to the point like I love the series. Like he was good. He was a well fleshed out character. Honestly, he had his flaws, right? But then it wasn't like too annoying or too goody two shoes. Like he wasn't like he didn't have like a savior complex. He wasn't like, oh my gosh, I gotta be a good person. He was just trying to survive and live his life. And honestly, I love that for him. He's a little. He doesn't have all his brain cells, but he has his instincts. So that's important. And most of all, he's like a rare species. LOL. Is that appropriate to say? Anyways, so I used a picture of Logan Lerman because I enjoyed Logan Lerman, and I don't think he deserves any hate. I don't think people are hating him. It's probably like the directors are not liking, but um, S tier. He made everything so enjoyable. Love him. Also, Logan Lerman looks so cute. He looks so hot now. He looks so cute back then. Like when people were saying how like Logan Lerman like grew up with me, like he was my crush back then. He's my crush now. Like they're speaking the truth. And since I enjoy the movies, this is the picture I used because I think he did a great portrayal of Percy. Probably a little less like neurotic, to be honest, like more tame. But honestly, I don't blame him. I just blame all the production staff and Disney because I think Disney created this, right? Sorry, Disney, if it's not. Anyways, the next person is Annabeth. Annabeth Chase, and I put her in A tier. I love her and everything, but I don't love her as much as Percy. Simple reason. But she is a brains. Without her, Percy would have died a long time ago. Um, I love them as a couple. They're so cute. Love the kind of enemies to lover backstory, but they weren't really like that much of an enemy. They're also 12, so it makes sense. Like They weren't like on the friendliest of terms. But honestly, she did good. She did good as a I know she has like a sad kind of a sad backstory and everything. But she out like she grew up to be a very intelligent and you know, like a good young woman. Also, Alexandra Daddario, gorgeous as Annabeth Chase in the movies. Only downside, as everybody else knows, does not have blonde hair. I know maybe the eyes are difficult to make gray. She does have like bluish gray eyes, more leaning on blue to be honest. But honestly, couldn't she have dyed her hair? Like I know, but like blonde is such a crucial aspect of her. But yeah. But yeah, deserves A. But I swear she's probably like the point 0.5. Like she's probably between S and A. Like I love her so much. Like I'm a girl's girl and she always serves. And she's also a girl's girl. So, um girls support girls. Yes. So next ranking is Grover. As always, I this is the movie Grover. I'll do A tier because he is such a good friend to Percy and Annabeth, but honestly, I'm just saying Annabeth ranks a little higher than him, only because Grover's kind of dumb. Like he's not dumb, but he's like he tries his best, but like obviously like life just doesn't give him a good hand, and he's always struggling, which means that Percy's always trying to save him, or like he always puts Percy in danger. But you know what? Like he has a mission. He wants to find Pan. Like he's a good friend. Like he's a loyal friend. He has a golden life, despite his misgivings. Like despite his unfortunate circumstance of his reed blowing skills, but you know what? He still deserves A. He is this trio is what sold the series to me. It's a very good balance, you know? Um but yeah, but Annabeth ranks a slight higher. So probably between S and A, and he's just like he's 100% like full on A. Also, I did not know how I missed this in the books, but he's supposed to be like a ginger, reggae ginger. I don't know. But I think it's supposed to be technically white. But but yeah, I'm not really saying anything about it. I just thought it was like crazy I missed it and how I literally never imagined it. And I always imagined the movie Grover. But yeah, so that is it for Grover. Next is Tyson. Tyson, solid A. Tyson is a baby. He's loving. He's baby. He tries hard. Percy kind of hated him. He could have been annoying. Yeah, I know. Like Percy was also like 13, 14. Having younger annoying brother who like the entire camp makes fun of him. It's kind of yeah, embarrassing, but baby Tyson had to go through all that discrimination and all them like making fun of him. And he was unhoused. Like I don't like he was living in a refrigerator box. It makes me cry thinking about him. I'm so happy he found Percy. I'm crying. Oh my gosh. Solid A tier. I love him. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, moving on. Clarice. Clarice, solid A tier. Honestly, actually, she's B. A tier for movie Clarice though, because she's so gorgeous. And I don't think she should be that gorgeous. Because I'm pretty sure like Percy describes her as like meaty, ugly, and like hulky. Like she is built and she is like not the most attractive, at least not as sorry, I was yawning. Attractive as the movie's Clarice. But you know what? Like, I get her. Like, it's hard. Like, her father's Aries. Like, she probably has to be tough. It's also in her DNA, and she also can't look weak in front of her siblings either, because that's like strong is the weak kind of environment, right? Like, yeah, she was kind of harsh on like Percy and like Grover, but You know, nature and nurture. It's not really her fault. And honestly, at the end, during the war against Kronos, like she did her part. She had growth. She had a redemption arc. So honestly, I put her in B, but as I said, she's not like 100% B. She's probably between A and B. I like her character growth. I like Clarice. So somewhere between A and B. But yeah, that's where she ranks. The next is Luke. And I'll put him in B because he is low-key kind of iconic. Like, think about it. He's the son of like a super unimportant. I'm not super unimportant because he's part of the 12 Olympians, but like not the most important. And also, his dad is like a chronic baby maker too. So, yeah, you know what? I kind of get where his frustration is. Like, his dad is just like so many siblings, not even enough resources. Like, it makes sense. Like, he had potential, but his background just kind of prevented him from it. His villain arc is kind of low key funny though. Like, it's something that would only happen because he's like as someone going through puberty. Like, cause yeah, he's 17, but his villain arc started a while ago, so like 15, I think, right? So yeah, it makes sense. Like, it's so funny. Like, if he was like a 25-year-old man, like he he probably wouldn't have fallen for Kronos. But since he was a 15-year-old little boy, like it makes sense, right? Like he just wanted attention. But yeah, honestly, I think he should be in C tier because he's just so unlikable in my opinion. And the fact that Annabeth had a crush on him, gross. But I think that's literally like imprinting. I'm pretty sure like she was so young when she saw him, it was like a baby duckling situation. But since he is iconic, I will put him in B tier. But I do like Clarice better. So yeah, Clarice is definitely ranking higher than him. The next is Thalia or Talia. I don't know if the H is silent or not. Grace. So to be honest, I don't have that much of a connection to her, but she is B tier. Definitely ranks lower than Clarice, but higher than Luke. But it was so iconic. Like, she was a tree for such a long time, and she became a human. Like, no wonder she's so angry and emo. Like, and she also, when Annabeth was a baby, she took good care of her too, right? I mean, she became a tree for Christ's sake because of Annabeth and Luke, which Luke, like, disappointment, another disappointment. But Talia, super iconic. Also, she's part of the big three. So yeah, powerful girl boss, love her. Except for she was a little aggressive to Percy. Maybe that's why I don't really like her that much. But she definitely, I'll put her in B because I definitely don't like her as much as Annabeth, Grover, or Tyson. But I definitely like her a lot better than Luke. And slightly a little lower than Clarice. But not like that much. So that's why I'll put her in B tier. Next is Nico? Nico? I don't know how to say his name. D'Angelo? Um, oh my gosh, another character I really love. I didn't really like him at first because he was like emo with so much hatred and like, but like thinking about it, like it makes sense. His character growth is crazy. Like like Rick Riordan did a really good job portraying like a sensitive young boy going through so much change, questioning his sexuality and his attraction to Percy, while also like Percy I mean, it technically wasn't his fault, but his sister did die, and I can see how we could think it is like Percy's fault. So like being attracted to the person that you feel like killed your sister, like, and you guys and for Nico, it was like it was us against it was them against the world. It was like us against the world, right? Like he only had a sister, right? He had a dysfunction. I'm pretty sure his mother was like very, is either emotionally abusive or absent or something like that. Um, and his sister was like his mom, his mother, his friend, his family, like everything. And I can see it, but he had so much character growth. Like I can see how he it was hard for him to mingle well with the other campers. Like I can see I can see that, but honestly, such a good character. Like he made me cry, he made me giggle. Like I'm so happy he got a happy ending with someone he could love. Like honestly, although it does feel like all of these relationships, by the way, between the demigods, low key incest, but we don't want to go into that. But yeah, love Nico. Solid A tier. Like I can only talk about good things about him. Like in the beginning, I hate him, and I was also younger. But as an adult now and thinking about his character more and more, like very well fleshed out character. And speaking of Nico, next is Bianca. Bianca, I would say rank higher than Clarice, but I don't know if I like her as much as the A tier list. Maybe it's because her life was so short. That's why she didn't have that much of a character growth, but she knows she was nice. She had a hero mindset. She sacrificed herself. Um, you know what? I'll put her in A tier. Like she deserves this respect. Like think about it, I really did enjoy her. She joined the Artemis. I mean, it was her and Nico because that's all he had, and then she decided to go into a group of girls only where he can't follow. But also, I get it. She had such a big responsibility as a child to take care. She was parentified, and I could see how she wanted freedom after she feels like Nico was in a safe place where she doesn't have to be there. I cried so much when she died. Um, but yeah, definitely out of the A tier list though, she does rank on the lower half. Like she is definitely not my least favorite out of A tier. And speaking of Bianca, we have to talk about Zoe. Zoe B tier, but I think a little less than Clarice, but higher than Talia. She also is a hero mindset. Like she has everything. She's so old. She died sacrificing herself. Like I cried a lot when she died too. And I know like she's like technically didn't die because she was made into a constellation, but you know what? We all know that being made into a constellation means she died. But yeah, her backstory is crazy too. Like I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure she had like sisters and everything, right? Like and then she decided she was like escaping something, like so she hid with Artemis. But yeah, another great character. Such a sad death. Next person I'm gonna be talking about is Medusa. You know what? Medusa, I don't like her. I'll put her in C, but she's not D tier. She doesn't deserve the hate. Honestly, I understand her now. Like, think about it. In the books, they say that she was turned into a snake because Athena was insulted by Poseidon having a little date in her temple, which is disrespectful. But if you know the real Greek mythology is like she was a really pretty woman, young woman, who was seduced by Poseidon. And then she was kind of caught in the middle of like Athena and Poseidon fighting, and then she just was an unfortunate sacrificed situation. She all she had was her looks, technically, and that was taken away from her. Like I'd be bitter, I'd be mad, and I'd want to kill the child of Athena and Poseidon too if I was her. Like they are her mortal enemies. Like I get why she turned so like she's a monster technically, and I get why she like I get her character. Like I'd be so pissed too. Like I'd be actually be actually Medusa's pretty nice. I'd be more nasty. Unfortunately, she got her head chopped off. Spoiler. I mean, is it a really spoiler? Because if you don't know that, like you should be like watching this anyways, because you have no idea what I'm even talking about. But yeah, moving on. Sally, solid A tier. Sally Jackson. She is the reason Percy Jackson is the way he is. Unfortunately, many of the demigods do not have this kind of personal connection with their moral parent. Moral And I feel like the reason Percy was so well rounded and he cared for his friends and everything was because Sally Jackson did a really good job protecting him and loving him and giving everything. Like, as I'm learning in class, that under high stress situations, children, even though it's high stress, as long as they have a buffer, like a loving, supportive parental figure who can shield away that stress somewhat, it can prevent them from having like long-term consequences from it. And I think that is why Percy is the way he is. Such a good mom, and I'm so happy Percy had it. And I'm so sad so many of the demigods do not have that. Next is Gabe. Gabe, D tier because he was abusive. But also, whenever I think of Gabe, I kind of just remind me of Mr. Dudley for some reason, like from Harry Potter, but like grimier. But yeah. But also, he did his part. But also, his part was being just smelly and stinky. Um, but nasty, nasty person. Glad he turned into stone. Next is Mr. D. Mr. D is like Squidward in my opinion. Didn't really like him as a child, but now as an adult, I kind of see where he's coming from. Like, I'd be fucking pissed and be alcoholic. I mean, dependent on alcohol. I mean, he is the god of wine. If I had, like, how many years? I don't know. Like, centuries, I have to be a like, director for a whole bunch of, like, ADHD, hyperactive kids prone to death, going through puberty as well. And they're, like, also, like, kind of dating within each other. Like, I'd be grossed out, too, honestly. And some of them are kind of, like, low-key his, like, brothers, right? Like, technically, Thalia is, like, his half-sister, right? Because they're both children of Zeus. Like, anyways, I get his character. I get why he's so grumpy and why he's, like, whatever. Like, I'd be that too. Also, I heard that in the new series that it's portrayed by Jason. Oh, I memorized it. I forgot. Miso. Anyways, I think it's a really good casting. Also, I realized that in the movies, Stanley Tucci played him. Honestly, Mr. D, he's iconic. That's why like two of the most iconic actors are playing him. I can't believe I literally did not recognize him with hair. I think that was the reason with Stanley Tucci, with hair and no glasses. But yeah, solid character. Karen, a character. Without Karen, everybody will be dead, and there'll be no half camp, half blood. Um, his backstory is also kind of wild. How like centaurs are technically like super aggressive and want to kill everything, but he's like the one like mutated version of a centaur where he like heals and loves everyone. Um, I love how like they don't go too deep into his character, but like we know that he has like this sum of sadness and bitterness about raising these heroes like his children and then seeing them die pretty much before him. Like he is someone who can do a little joking, protective, but there is a profound sadness in him, which makes his character more complex, and I appreciate that. Solid A character. So, from now on are gonna be the Heroes of Olympus characters, and pretty much the reason why I even decided to make this tier list. Starting off with Jason Grace, the one and only. I hate him. I think he should be C. Maybe be okay. I'll cut him some slack. Maybe slightly higher than C, so between B and C, but not a solid B for sure. Honestly, he has negative brain cells, and he just seems to me like a dumb jock character. Like compared to his sister, like how is he so? I guess maybe it's because his mom raised him or something, and then his mom was pretty abusive. I think from my memory, but holy god, like, oh, also maybe because he's not like technically the son of Zeus, he's just son of Jupiter. Is Jupiter Zeus? I think it's Jupiter, right? The Roman equivalent. But yeah, he just makes me so frustrated. He's just so dumb, and it just makes me kind of angry that he's like technically the main character, right? Like that's his story is where the series started off. Um, Literally a personality of Wonder Bread, but not even like bread, but like hot dog bun Wonder Bread, if you know what I mean. Next character is someone like Jason. I don't hate, I dislike. Piper McLean, I fucking hate with my gut. Oh my gosh, this character is so dumb. When I was searching her up, I did see on Reddit like someone asking, why do people hate her so much? I'll tell you why people hate her so much. So I'm so glad this is not an unpopular opinion that like a lot of majority of the people agree with me, is that literally she contributes to nothing. She's like a pick me low key, and she's like, I'm not like the other girls. Like she doesn't try hard, but she's so gorgeous. Like, like I don't know, Rick. You kind of disappointed me in how you write her character. She's the daughter of Aphrodite, or like the Roman equivalent, or whatever her name, Venus, right? So she's gorgeous, and let her be gorgeous. Like, let her revel in her beauty. Let her use her beauty as her power. It's just so annoying when she's like gorgeous, but she doesn't try to be gorgeous, and she has like kaleidoscope eyes. Like, what? Like, I'm a girl's girl, but it's just kind of frustrating. And also, like, that can be overlooked if she has anything to contribute to the group, but literally, she doesn't. She's so dumb. Literally, the only thing she can do is speak to people and they'll like charm them. Like, what the fuck? So this is not even good for like long distance battling. Like, it's like a short, like, because they gotta hear her properly, right? It's just like, also, her personality is so boring too. Like, literally, there's a reason why Jason and Piper ended up together, and I'm so glad they're together, and that they don't have different partners, because they should be together and not ruin the lives of other people. Like, they should never let each other go free. Also, charm speaking is annoying, but literally, I'm pretty sure in one of the books, she literally like sings on this boat. Like, literally. Oh, yeah, and her other power is a cornucopia? Like, that's not even hers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can you call that her own like, that's not her power. She's just, like, leeching off. I don't even I'm not sure if she even took the cornucopia. Like, if she's the one who got it, or if someone gave it to her. But either way. And, like, I remember at one point she was also singing. And, like, that was, like, charm singing or some shit. I'm pretty sure this happened. But that was, like, so annoying. I'm like, can you imagine you're, like, fighting and this girl just starts to burst out into singing, and, like, oh my gosh, the second embarrassment is for real. But literally, yeah, I hate her because she contributes to nothing, and she's just there, just being a face card, I guess. But like, she doesn't want to be. No personality. Honestly, it'd be better without her, because there's not much to lose, and I feel like there's a lot more to gain without her. Like, I think she is ruining the potential of every other characters. Next character, Leo Valdez. B tier, because as I told you, I didn't really enjoy like these series as much, but Leo for sure is like overcompensating for the lack of brain cells this group they have. Maybe I just don't like the Roman god counterparts, and maybe it's because Leo is like technically the son of Hephaestus, and not like it's Vulcan, right? Not like the Roman counterpart. So maybe that's why I like him better. But he's witty, he's funny, he's good at what he's doing, he knows what he's doing, he contributes so much to the group. He's always inventing, always tinkering, I mean tinkling I'm pretty sure means to pee. But anyways. But yeah. But oh my gosh, I would not want to be in his position because uh, the amount of stress and like responsibilities put on his shoulders because of Jason and Piper just like contributing negatively to the group. Like without them, oh my gosh, if it was just Jason and Piper, they would have died a long time ago. Or at least not contribute anything as heroes. Like they don't even deserve the title of heroes. But yeah, B tier. Honestly, if I maybe enjoy the series a little more, but I can't because of Jason and Piper. Literally, that's why I can't enjoy it because they're just kind of annoying. But if they weren't there and I enjoy the series a little more, he probably would rank A tier. Not A S. Definitely like Percy is my one and only S. I don't think I like any other character as much as I like Percy, but he definitely wouldn't be down in the B characters. Mm, the next is Hazel Levesque. I literally remember her name, but I can't really remember much about her. I know that she's like from New Orleans and she's half sister of Nico, but she's like the Roman equivalent of Hades' daughter. And that just like Nico was in the Lotus Hotel, which the movies did a really good job portraying. She was like stuck. And then she's technically like a was supposed to die a long time ago because she was born a long time ago. But she's here now and she like I remember like she thought the president wasn't even FDR, but Teddy Roosevelt, I'm pretty sure, which is like a long time ago. But her B tier. I don't remember much, but I remember not hating her. So that just means that automatically she's better than Jason, who's in C tier. And I'm pretty sure she did contribute a lot. And also, I don't know, something about being a child of like Hades or the Roman equivalent just puts a little warm feeling in my heart. Um, but yeah, I just wish happiness for her. Oh, also going back to Leo. I know his girlfriend's Calypso. I don't know how I feel about that. That's literally just giving my 107-year-old boyfriend, vampire boyfriend. I don't know. She's kind of very, very old. Like Miliana's old, and it kind of feels not like grooming, but kind of feels like really off. Like she's even worse than Edward Cullen for which is crazy to think about. But she is a very old person, and she's had a very decorative past too, right? She had something with one of the what was those Greek heroes? Like in the Trojan War, he couldn't get home, so got stuck on Calypso's island. What's his name? And then he goes back, and then like his child is all old, and he tried to avoid it by avoid the Trojan War technically by acting like a cattle herder. But then the guy who like came to recruit him kind of was sus about him, so they took put his son on the ground in front of a cow, and then like so he like stopped his son getting run over by cows, and he's like, aha, you're not a cattle herd, you are the king, which is a crazy thing to say because any normal human being who saw a baby who's seeing that a baby's about to get run over by cows, like should save them, and if like even if they're not family at all. But anyways, back to the point. Yeah, I don't know. Calypso gives a little bit of icky feeling. Um, but he's a victim in my opinion. So, yeah, Hazel. Next is Frank Zane. Honestly, B tier, but I would say he's my least favorite out of the characters. Like, I love that Rick gave Asian representation, which is so rare in my opinion. Like, media always does try to do a diverse representation, but East Asian representation is never really there, and I'm so glad there is as a fellow East Asian myself, even though I'm not Chinese. Um, but also I remember him being pretty bland too, a little less spicier than Jason for sure, but not as spicy as Frank. Honestly, I can't really say about Hazel. I don't really have much memory about her. I also don't remember her personality being not really being anything feisty or anything, but he's definitely just like bland. And if he wasn't Asian, he would be in C tier. Like he has a pretty interesting backstory with his grandma and everything, but he's kind of like, huh? Like he kind of gives that vibes. It's like dumb jock if he was Asian, I guess, Chinese. Yeah, he doesn't really contribute much to the group in my opinion, from my memory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but also I haven't read the series in like over a decade, so literally if you pick a fight with me, you look dumb. But yeah, so this is my definite list of my of the characters from the Percy Jacksons and Olympians and the Heroes of Olympus series. If I feel like if I read the Heroes of Olympus again, my ranking on their characters might change a little, but for sure Jason and Hazel might not. Jason might even go lower. But I do give him a C because he is like the start of everything technically, and he's the main character in my opinion. But definitely those two would not budge any higher. Um, but yeah, it's like literally past 2 and I've been babbling for such a long time. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you even watched it to this end, it's been literally 30 minutes. Hopefully you're not my friends watching this because I would hate for you to waste your time on this, which I know better that. And then I know that guys know better not to waste time on this. And also, none of you will understand this because I'm pretty sure none of you read these series. But yeah, thank you for watching. Um, and have a nice, lovely day, a week. But yeah, these are also like most of this is like what it's the same opinion of when I was like, like 12, 13, too. So yeah, don't pick a fight with a 13-year-old, okay? Bye.